let's be real. You care way too much about what other people think about you. You care how other people perceive you. And that's why you're still in the same place that you've been in. Okay? Let's talk about it. You are afraid of being seen in a way that doesn't make you look like the highest version of yourself. Okay? You are afraid of looking like a beginner. You are afraid of putting yourself out there. You are afraid of not knowing what you're doing. Okay? You're afraid of looking stupid. You're afraid of looking dumb. You're afraid of people talking about you. You're afraid of being, a joke to people. But I'm here to tell you, that is what is holding you back. Okay? Your fear of being seen, your fear of being perceived in a negative way is holding you back. Because you care so much what other people think that you won't actually take action. And you are never going to get to where you want to be because you care way too much about these other people who honestly don't give up. They don't. And if they do, then honestly think about that. Like, why do they care so much about your life and what you're doing? That says a lot about them and their life and what they're not doing. Okay? So clock it. Really though, guys, like, break it down and think about it. We get in our heads because we don't want to be the laughing stock, of the groups. We don't want to be in the group chat. We don't want to be, the tea. We don't want to be the person that people are joking on and clowning on, But honestly, you don't even know what people are really saying about you. You could really be sitting there thinking that people are talking so down on you and, making fun of you, when in reality they're inspired by you. They want to be like you. But you're so busy critiquing yourself and bullying yourself that you can't even see the people who actually like you and are actually inspired by you and think that what you are doing is dope because you're too focused on, the haters or the people who are talking down on you. You're giving those people way too much energy, way too much of your light. You're dimming your light by hiding yourself from the people who want to experience you. And that was my problem for the longest time. I told y'all, I don't speak on things that I haven't experienced firsthand. And whether I've been through it or I know somebody or, I've witnessed it, not everything is personally about me or my experience, but I won't speak on anything that I have not, learned, studied, or been through myself. So this topic definitely resonates with me because I have always had a fear of being seen since a child. I've always been super shy, super reserved, just to myself, not wanting to put myself out there for the fear of, being humiliated, being talked about, being laughed at. And again, I probably say this in every video, but it really does go back all the way to childhood. And it could be little situations like, somebody was joking on you in school, in kindergarten. And that resonated, that got into your brain so deeply that it carried with you, into adulthood. Like, just for example, I've been taking these dance classes. And when I first started, I was so shy, still shy, but definitely coming out of my shell more, the more that I do it. But I was so shy, so reserved, and just so nervous and just embarrassed to even try, really, for the fear of what other people were thinking. And that stemmed back to my childhood. I think my deepest memory of dance was like ballet when I was maybe I don't even know, like 3 or 4 years old. I was really little. And I remember I quit ballet, not because I couldn't dance, but because my bun was not as big as all the other girls in the class. Like I had a little baby, tiny little bun, and all the other girls had these nice, pretty, like big buns. And I felt so out of place and so like, not like the other girls. And that was like one of my first experiences with being insecure. So I ended up quitting ballet that young, which says a lot, about my confidence back then. I didn't like, confidence is something that you can grow, you can learn. It's not something that people just are born with, and some people are, because when you're born, your parents, they hype you up, they pour all of this confidence into you from a child, so you naturally just develop that confidence. But if you don't have somebody constantly speaking life into you as a child, you're gonna just naturally be insecure about things, because you're learning as you go. And when you see that you're not like other people, it's gonna make you second guess yourself. So anyways, I ended up quitting ballet because of my bun. That was the first instance. But then I had other instances where, I think in like elementary school, we have like little dances and stuff. And, some of the other kids, like, they were outgoing, they were social, they were very confident with themselves, and they would just, go out and dance and all the things. And I was just super shy. And, they used to joke on the people who weren't dancing and like, pick on them and say, oh, you can't dance, or like, whatever. Or, in my case, I went to a predominantly black school and I'm mixed with white. So, they would just joke on me and be like, oh, you're a little white girl, like you can't dance, da 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 da. And so that would subconsciously get in my head, like, okay, like I can't dance, like, white people can't dance. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, so it stems back to things like that. And if you're constantly hearing, certain groups of people can't dance, or like, whatever, it gets in your head, and that is a belief system that you start to develop. And so just for the longest time, I would not put myself out there just for the fear of being seen, because I felt like I couldn't just naturally do what other people did. So that's always been something that I have wanted to like excel at, was dancing. I feel like I've always been a good dancer. Like it's not that I can't dance. It's just I'm very shy. Like I tense up. I really can't let loose like I want to. I'm just like in this little like shell, right? And I even did cheerleading in middle school and forced myself, like push myself to do that. And it was a good experience, but at the same time, I still felt left out because a lot of the other girls were just really naturally good at it. And I had to work 10 times harder just to be decent at it, okay? But that's just an example, guys. Like, things stem back to childhood, and it really stays with you into adulthood. But if you want to get better at something, if you want to really pursue things, you have to just do it. Like, you have to put yourself out there, and it doesn't matter what other people think. People might even initially joke on you just because it's human nature, honestly. But once they see you really trying and, you start to get better, people are going to start to respect you. And it gets to the point where, once you actually master things, like, it's really nothing that anybody could say. They can only talk about how you used to be, and then that's just like a growth story. Like, you grew from that, you made it out of that, you're a different person now. So that is just the biggest thing that holds people back, is being afraid of what other people think. And a lot of times people don't care. Like, they don't care that much. They might even care for a second, but it's like after that second passes, they don't care anymore. They're too wrapped up in their own life, what they got going on. Them thinking about their insecurities and wondering, what other people are thinking about them and judging them, So I really work on this. Like, I really constantly work on not caring what other people think. And people love to say that. People love to say, oh, I don't care what people think. Like, like, whatever. I'm so secure with myself. Like, okay, sis, like, you can act like, you don't have any type of insecurities and, like, nothing bothers you or, whatever. You can act like that. But I'm human. And I care. But what I'm trying to get out of is not caring about random people who don't mean anything to me. And also not holding people's opinions higher than, my personal opinion of myself. I will take other people's opinions into consideration because we always need, constructive criticism. We always need, like, a second opinion, because we're not always right about everything. So it's good to have people tell you about yourself or, like, just a different perspective. So you can analyze things and see, is this something I want to change, or maybe it's something I could look at differently or whatever. But at the end of the day, you need to be secure with your opinion of yourself and know that, just because somebody else thinks this about you does not make it true or valid. So, yeah, guys, put yourself out there. Stop being afraid of what other people think, because 9 times out of 10, they actually want to do the same things that you're doing, but they're afraid of putting themselves out there. So it's kind of like, you just got to be the leader sometimes. And, like, I know that this is true. Like, it has been so many things I've been scared to put myself out there, but then once I did it, the feedback was so good. Like, I got so many, positive responses from it. People telling me they've been wanting to do it. They were scared to do it. And they were just glad somebody else did it. So that, they didn't feel as isolated or alone or, whatever. And I'm just really trying to start being that person, like, not just for me, but for other people. Like, showing that you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to be a master at things. Like, you can be a beginner in whatever you want to do. And a lot of people think I'm just this super, super confident, type of person. But the thing is, I'm confident in certain areas. But when I don't know something, I get very, shy and reserved into myself and timid because I'm not a master at it, and that's something that I'm working on. So, like, when it comes to makeup and when it comes to my business, whatever, things like that, I'm confident. I know what I'm talking about. It's easy for me to express myself in that light because I'm secure within my business. But when it comes to going into the dance studio, that's a whole different ball game for me. I'm a beginner, and the other girls there, they are masters. They've been doing it for years. So, I go in there like, hey y'all, like, just very reserved into myself for that reason. And the more I go, the more comfortable I get, and I'm letting loose, and I'm starting to get, I'm starting to find my groove, Stella getting her groove back, okay? But until I really feel like comfortable with it, I'm probably still going to be in my shell a little bit. But that's exactly why I'm doing these classes, to break out of it. You gotta face your fears. You have to push yourself, because as soon as you actually get over that hump, it's going to feel normal to you after that. That's like fitness. When I first started my fitness journey, I felt like a beginner. Like, I felt shy. Like, I didn't know what to do with the machines. Like, I was walking around looking crazy. Like, I'm sure all the other, like, gym bros were like, move, like, you're in the way. But it's like the more I went, the more confident I got. And now I go in there with, the big dogs. And like, I lift my weights and I do my thing. And it feels natural to me now. And I can't wait to get like that with dance, So put yourself out there. Stop worrying about people and what they're going to think. Because the only person who matters is what you think about yourself. And if you are bullying yourself and constantly putting yourself down, then you need to go in a corner and talk to yourself, okay? And really evaluate that negative self-talk in your head and stop beating yourself up. Like, I really talk to myself like a child now. I really talk to myself like, Sierra, it's okay. It was your first time. You have to keep going. You're a beginner. You got this. As before, I was really a bully to myself and hard on myself. Like, why are you not getting this on the first try? Like, why? You're dumb. You're stupid. Like, why wouldn't you know that? Like, but it's like, why would you know that? You never did this before. So yeah. I'm gonna end this here, but I just wanted to make a video because I have not been posting, y'all. Life has been lifing, but in the best way possible. I've had a lot on my plate, and purposefully, like, I have really been putting things on my plate that I've been wanting to do, wanting to accomplish, and I'm very grateful that I have a lot to do. Sometimes when you ask and you receive, it's very overwhelming because it's like, whoa, like, I actually wasn't ready for all this on my plate. Like, but I've been hungry. And now I'm about to eat, okay? And I'm excited. I'm really excited about it because I feel like everything is aligning for me in the way that it's supposed to. And, my journey has been highs and lows. But I'm just grateful for it all. Like, I'm really just grateful for it all. Like, I feel so blessed. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for this season. I can't wait for summertime. About to be summertime fine. Taking all these classes, these fitness, dance, workout. I've been doing all the things, y'all. All the things. Eating right. Looking good. Living better. Period. And right now I'm waiting to pick my dog up at the groomers because she really needed it. Like, my girl, she is a little fluffy. She looks like it with all the hair. And so yeah, I'm waiting. And my groomer actually stays down the street from the new casino they built. And I've actually never been to the casino yet. It's been here for, I don't even know, maybe like 2 years now. But I'm sitting in the parking lot. I was going to go in, but I was like, I'm not going to tempt myself right now. But I'm feeling lucky, though. I'm feeling lucky. Like, St. Patrick's Day was the other day. I'm sitting in this casino parking lot. And I just feel like something good is about to come, okay? I'm about to hit the lotto, okay? The lotto is pregnant. I'm the last big mama left with no kids. But it's all good. It's all good. I know God is setting me up for my best life. And if it's in the cards for me to have kids, then I know things are aligning right now in the background so that, my man is getting his stuff together for me. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna end this here. But just know that good things are coming. Things are aligning in the background. And as long as you put yourself out there and stop worrying about other people in their life, and you focus on you, and you call back that energy to yourself, God is going to bless you in so many ways that you cannot even imagine. And I'm excited for you. So if you made it to the end, drop me a rose. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.